maybe that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I texted him 3 times here, so.
Yeah, it's been a challenge to get you guys together with you combining and him doing water samples. So
Sure.
the idea that you guys were able to do it today was pretty crazy.
Nothing yet?
He's not on yet. Send him an email here.
I'll try to call. He just texted back. He doesn't see it.
I'll send him.
You want to just send him the link? Can you send it to him?
I thought I sent it to him, but I can send it again.
It wasn't in our email. It just said the link was on the website.
Okay.
I'm going to tell him you're going to send it to him.
Yeah, I sent it again.
He said, okay, cool. Hopefully I'll get on in a second. Nothing yet, huh?
Harold pressed Express just came on.
Okay.
Spencer, there you are, man. Okay, we got everybody on now.
Recording in progress.
Okay. All right, guys. So Spencer,
There you go.
hello. Good to hear from you.
There you go.
We just got together here, Spencer. It is 4:35. Whenever you want to call this to order, you are welcome to do so.
We will call it to order.
Okay.
Let's see here.
The first two things I took from a previous agenda. We don't have previous meeting minutes to approve because that was approved at the open board meeting. I apologize for that being part of the agenda. And then I was just going to give you guys updates and keep working here.
Okay.
Okay, can we proceed?
Yes, let's go ahead.
Okay. So the sidewalk project, BM Hansen in July, you guys approved that to go to bid. We did get a bid in and from JP Hager. It was very fortunate that we got it because he had a project cancel and he needed some work done, and that was completed. So the sidewalks were completed. I do want you to be aware. So there's a door that is being repaired in the elementary school because, our law enforcement is wonderful. They go and they check doors on the elementary school regularly to make sure that the locks are working, and that the only place you can get in and out is door 1. They have identified that there is a door that does unlock itself at times and allow for unfettered access to the elementary school, door 2. And so we're working on trying to fix that mechanism. I've had Guardian lock and key in, and they have been working on that quite a bit. And so we will come back with estimates on what it takes to fix that door, being that county sheriff now has record that we didn't have a secure entrance there.
Okay.
Any questions?
What site is that on?
It's the one. It's just down the street from door 1 where the kids come in and out.
So it would be the southwest corner?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Yeah, I know what door that is. Okay.
Yep. And so we did have Guardian look at it. We're trying to fix that.
Okay, yeah.
Great. Yeah, okay.
So
It's sooner than later, yep. Good.
okay. But I wanted you to be aware, since the sheriff did go and test the door and pulled it open and walked right in, and now has record of that. And I just wanted it on the minutes that we are attempting to fix that, and we've consulted with experts on that to fix that. So, again, further, I wanted to talk to you about transportation costs and things that is going on with the buses next. If you wanted to move on, you're welcome to do that, Spencer.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. We are to receive our new Activity bus that was purchased almost 2.5 years ago. This week, it'll be coming in. It's a Deiseal. Remember, you had $40,000 committed to that through Esser, and we are going to be receiving the actual bus now. So that will be expended. That was budgeted for. That's in the budget. So just so you guys are aware, that's coming. And it is bus number 15. So if you see bus 15, that is the new Deiseal Activity bus.
Okay.
Okay. The
I didn't think that was
65.
never coming.
What's that?
I was starting to think if that was ever coming.
Yeah. So we're starting to clear out space too for our first electric bus that was completely paid for through the federal grant. something we're working on. There's a 15-passenger van that the city uses for baseball in the summer. So I don't know if the city is going to want that or not, but the home of that 65-passenger electric is going to be in the hoop, in that little hoop building right next to the activity bus. So we need to move the 15-passenger van. So Mike is looking at ways that, because we can't put kids in a 15-passenger van, the school can't. So we need to either move on from it or just take it out to the weeds, but it does work fine. So I'm sure it's saleable. And so we will be pursuing options for that. We have a Montana van that is not really, we don't really use either. So we need to clean out some space there. We'll probably be moving that as well, just so we can get room for these buses that are coming in that are now going to be usable. I do have the information on the chargers that are coming for our electric buses, and we will be using level 2 chargers. So that information is available, and I have it if you'd like to see it. The cost, that is obviously all paid for by the grant, and the infrastructure to install it is about, the estimate I have from Holzer Electric is about $700 per charger. And remember, we already got $5,000 from Ottertail to cover installation costs for chargers. So that is a simple money in, money out.
We get more than one, so, or we can, get all 4 right away, or?
No, remember we applied for this under 2 different grants, and so the first one was in July of, it was actually my first board meeting, and we voted to do that in my first board meeting, and that was, then we applied again in February, actually, and that we then went backwards, and so there's 2 different grant rounds here.
Okay.
So we'll be able to know what we got with the 65-passenger that was free before we take the other 3, because you don't want to grab lemons.
Right.
Sound reasonable?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Moving on, we are hauling out the engine, the 16-passenger bus, or to become a 14-passenger, and the engine overhaul, and that will be hauled out this week. Okay.
Okay.
If there's any questions on that, that has been that's underway, and when we have it, we'll report back to you.
Cool.
Okay. So here's what.
Oh. Goes up a little bit.
We also are working on an energy test.
Hey, Robbie, can you back up like 10 seconds? You kind of just bopped in and out. We kind of missed the first part there.
Okay, we're also working on an energy test and an air quality test. Okay. You hear that?
I did, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, maybe
so
it's me. I don't know.
Core Solutions is going to be presenting at the next board meeting because they have the ability to do both of those tests for us. And so they'll be able to answer questions about what it would take to do those type of tests and those type of work on looking at our buildings. They are currently doing the projects in Fessenden. Core Solutions is currently assisting with the projects in Fessenden. And so it keeps us moving on that project. Is there any questions on that?
No, that sounds really good.
Okay. Part of the reason I learned about Core Solutions is Animus is using them to help with their wheelchair lift. Okay. Their wheelchair lift, because they have a staff member in Animus or Drake, one of them, that cannot get to his classroom because of stairs. And so they are putting in a lift there as well. So Core Solutions is helping them in that wheelchair lift process. One thing that we may want to consider in this wheelchair lift, if we put an elevator on the stage, do we have to do other ADA compliance issues? Because you are cutting into the stage to make a major renovation and a major change. Just something to consider as a building committee.
Yeah, I hope maybe there's a solution where we don't have to be as invasive, whether it's like like you see those chair lifts on the wall or I don't know, I think there's a lot of different kinds, but
yeah. So we'll have to look at how Core Solutions will be able to help us a little bit, and he's committed to finding somebody. I was actually walking up as Steve Heim was talking to him about it, and he said, I can find someone to help you with that. So, we're kind of in it together on that wheelchair thing. So he's working with them as well.
That's fabulous.
Okay, perfect. Now you may have, as you're aware, this summer, we found that our takeout augers on our heating systems, we can no longer get parts for the motors, and we don't have anybody who services those type of heating systems anymore. So I would like your permission to pursue grants through Honeywell, which Honeywell is the company that did the grant work for energy efficiency in the high school, to see what it would cost through grants to work on or fix our heating systems. I talked to a couple other superintendents in Western North Dakota at School Boards Convention as well as admin conference, and found that they're using grants to replace their coal systems. At least then we'll be able to get parts if we were to get something more upgraded. Could I have just some sort of directive or understanding that I'm going to at least start researching grants to help the heating systems?
I mean, yeah, I'm never against taking looks at finding free dollars for really anything when it comes to the school. So I mean, yeah, if we could find a substantial grant and we could bring it to the full board, I think it would be good. And I'm never against free dollars. Let's put it that way, or finding them.
Okay, so I'm gonna pursue that through Thomas Dower of Honeywell, who is the administrator of our energy efficiency grant in the high school, and that's where I'm going to start, just so you're aware.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all for it.
Okay, so just so there's a minute directive that is coming. And then, are you okay with me moving on to upcoming winter needs, Spencer?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I will again be trying to get the snow out at the high school, because I now live closer to the school and my tractor is just in the garage over there. That's going to be a lot easier. All of our janitors don't live in town, but they come in a little bit later, but it's usually nice if we can get the high school cleared off before the students get there. So usually I will start working on that around 3-4 in the morning, get that cleaned off by about 7, and then the kids come in, staff come in, and everything's cleaned off. As far as over at the elementary school, Tim will do that in really high, heavy days. I mean, I can definitely drive my tractor over there if Tim can't get in. But that's kind of where we are with snow removal. And as far as coal, we put our first coal bid order into BNI. I just did want you guys to understand the cost of coal. So when I looked at our finances, this year we hadn't got our full coal bid yet, but our coal bid this year was $44.50 or $44.75. And when we first started tracking those bids, when I went back 3-4 years, you were in right around 30. So So you've gone up over $15 a ton in 4 years. So and there's only one mine that does deliver to the public. So they kind of got us on that. But just so you're aware that the cost of coal, I mean, maybe hauling is, in our budget, we have it budgeted as if it was the worst winter, remember 2 years ago. And we still may come in black on that, but just be aware that some of that's going to be eaten up by the fact that 2 years ago you were about $10 less a ton, and we are now quite a bit higher.
Right, I'm sure the hauling is increasing also.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, you're about 38.75. 38.75 is what he bid, which actually is pretty consistent from year to year, but it is up from, the 4 year looking back.
Right.
Well, and when cost of energy goes up, you got to charge. That's a lot of gasoline for hauling. So diesel is.
Yep. So it's just so that you guys know that I'm watching that, even though we budgeted a lot for that. The price trends on coal are up, and so that's part of what we're looking at when you see the budget. Zane does have the budget inputted into the system, so you'll be able to see that in the budget figures when he turns them out at board meetings.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Is there any additional concerns or emerging issues that you would like me to think about?
Well, I don't know. I would keep kind of on just like a capital maintenance plan, and I think that even at the full board level, we got to kind of talk about the whole building situation again here soon, and with all the five of us, and because again, it's so nuanced and different, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and it's some of the work is that needs to be done is very, very expensive. So I think we need to kind of talk about that again in the upcoming months here, and get some community people involved in that again, and start spitballing ideas. Just not tomorrow, but in the next, maybe even at the next school board meeting, the five of us, just something to talk about, see where we want to go.
Okay, perfect. And it is that we do have buildings on the Core Solutions going to do a presentation at the next meeting. So that's kind of on the topic already.
Right, sure.
Plus I have a full report for you guys in my superintendent's report of all the different building projects we've already done and are doing. So make sure you check that out. Those will be coming out November 6th, the reports.
Robbie, maybe it would be good to, I forget, I think there's a North Dakota contact. Might be good to just even loop the 88 contact in, and if that's somebody that could even come and speak with us and visit with us, and just something to think about. I think there's, I don't know what, I forget what department that's through at the state level, but I'm pretty sure there's a state person for that.
Okay.
So for all government buildings or something. So we should see if somebody there can maybe give us some wisdom as well.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'll follow up on that. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I have, Spencer. If you have anything else, we're at adjournment.
I'm good, James.
I'm good.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you,
Keep
Zane.
combining.
Yeah, you guys have a good night.
Yep. Yeah.
You
Thanks,
too.
Zane. Appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.